Guess who's back, motherfucker? Woo! Frey's trying to build a wall around Galt, but I got over that motherfucker. I got through your wall. That's what happened. I couldn't make it last week because Frey's had a fucking wall built, and I got through it. I told you that wall ain't gonna fucking work,
bitch, dude. I wish there was a wall around the G, dude.
Fuck that. You want to keep all these people in here?
Oh, shit, dude. That's turned up, dude.
I like it. Sounds good.
I mean, you're not even in the mic. You're not even up in that bitch.
Fuck. You don't have enough bologna sandwiches to last you fucking a year.
Dude, you don't think that's too loud, man.
I love it. It sounds good.
Dude, that's fucking loud.
You want me to turn it down a little bit in your ears?
No. Yeah, maybe it's just in our ears.
It's just in your ears right there. How's that?
That's a little better. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Fasa.
It's turned up. What's up?
What do we got? Sunday, Fraser. Let's give some dates out.
Sunday.
January 6th, player.
Oh, man.
I like it.
If you notice, we went back to our OG fucking instrumental.
Fraser got sued since he's on a LLC.
We got a fucking trademark infringement deal last week, so...
AC/DC sued him.
Dude, they hit us up on like 6 past episodes too, so
yeah.
If we ever do make money, we're gonna have to go back and change those episodes.
We'll just delete those motherfuckers, dude.
Fuck, dude.
So what's good?
Happy New Year, man.
Fucking 2019.
I haven't seen you since last year, bro.
Fuck, I thought we'd be like the Jetsons by now. Fucking spaceships everywhere. And
we are, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
there are spaceships everywhere.
There is, man. We've been abducted 3 times.
So you go ahead and say the first name since I moshed it last week on her husband.
What's that? Oh, you want to send shouts out? Okay,
yeah,
I got you.
Do what's ups.
Shout out to Pablo and Aaron Saldivar.
Good job, bud.
Since Fraser don't know how to fucking pronounce Mexican names because he's racist Trump supporter.
That's what happens. Christina Maciel, Marcel. There we go. There's another one.
There, see?
This is all the Sarahs. Sarah Reed, Sarah Eversole, Sarah Amar. What's up to Vera K. Wilson?
This guy has no problem with the white names.
Emmeline Lansing. Jeremy Bennett. Lala Marie. What's up? And we're up to 110 subscribers.
Woo!
Make sure to tell a friend. It helps us out.
And if you each send us $1 every week, we get $110 every week.
We do this for labor of love. I mean, really, we're not doing this to make money. We're doing this for fun. We're still having fun. I'm still having fun every week, man.
I do, too.
Yeah. Plus, I get to see you. It's like a bromance. So
I know it, man.
You know,
it's a bond.
My wife don't know because she don't watch the show. So
she's tired of your bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't think Sarah listens either. She don't want to be mad at me.
The novelty's worn off, dude.
Yeah. Nobody.
They were like, if we didn't make it big in the first 40 shows, fuck them.
No, all right. Well, everything we make beyond this is ours, right?
Yeah, we got new shows coming. I mean, we got new shirts coming out, too, for all you fucking shirt wearers.
I still got a bunch of stickers. I got to give out a bunch of stickers.
I know. We need to come up with a branding. We need to come up with a symbol, dude. The
fucking tower.
Like fucking,
the water tower.
You know what I'm saying? All you people know about this right here.
What's that? Piece of the pie?
Illuminati.
Oh.
We're obviously Illuminati, dude. We got a speak and spell. Come on. Who has a speak and spell?
So what do we got this week, Fish?
I don't know, man. Let's close out introductions, dude. What do you want to rock, dude? We can see the board today.
Arguments, how we fucking argue with people all the fuck. I catch myself arguing all the fucking time with people.
You are a natural instigator.
I was doing this yesterday, and then I think it was my brother said, calm down. You're getting so fucking... It's not... I'm not mad. I'm never fucking mad. It's just passionate. I guess that's I said that's the way I talk. I can't talk in monotone. Like, yes, in 2013 there was 78 people that were killed by a mass shooting and
illegal.
They were I can't talk like that. That's not how I fucking talk. But I'm not disrespectful when I fucking argue with people. We were talking about arguing. I can fucking sit there and debate with somebody or say, no, I don't. But I won't call nobody a fucking idiot. Once you do that, you try to shut them down.
No, you do that after you're done. You don't say it to the face.
Well, no, I walk away and say, this guy's a fucking retard. Yeah. But, you can't shut people down like that. Then all of a sudden, that's what just expose what you are. You're a fucking idiot. Fuck it.
Well, what happens is when they may have an informative argument or a certain point of view, right?
Right, 100%.
But as soon as they're presented with something they don't know about, their first thing is to fucking, you're stupid.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. Oh, that's dumb.
That's dumb. Maybe you
Oh,
sucked.
where'd you learn that, Fox News?
You sucked a dick 20 years ago. I don't believe you.
You were in a tent with Tony Heacock.
I'm just playing, Flory.
Yeah, but dude, it happens. That's what marriage is, dude. Ups and downs. You argue with your old lady.
You took it over to marriage. I was just talking over to fucking regular talk.
No, I'm just saying.
That's fine.
I'm just saying arguments. You get them all at work. You get arguments with people at work all the time, dude.
Yeah, we've been talking about politics and race and religion and
You hit three major things right there.
You're not
Race,
supposed
religion,
to talk
politics.
about it. But there's nothing wrong with talking about it because you have to have a dialogue. There's nothing wrong with having a dialogue with people, even if you disagree. We do it every fucking week, and we never get mad at each other.
Yeah, but we're different. We have a different preconceived notion of love between.
We're on a higher plane.
Yeah, dude.
We're on a higher plane.
A higher plane of acceptance. But you try to argue a point. Let's just say religion, right?
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
I'm agnostic. So basically, I believe in a God
And a higher power.
Higher power. I believe in a God, and I bet you she's hella fine with really nice tits.
And all the expressions expressed by Kevin Frazier is represented only by Kevin Frazier.
If you think God's not fine, you fucking fucked in your mind to begin with.
I don't even want to entertain that argument, dude.
Dude, what, you think God's ugly?
That's like me arguing about the fucking wall.
You think God's ugly, though?
Dude.
Whether God's a man
or a
woman.
Fucking loaded question, bro. I'm not even fucking entertaining that fucking conversation, dude.
Dude,
you can tell me, you say what you believe. That's
okay,
fine.
Well, let's just get back to the point. Let's get back to fucking.
No, you're an idiot, Frazier.
So, most people with their religion, they think what I know, what I've learned in my life, and what works for me is going to work for everybody.
Correct.
So I need to tell you, I need to enlighten you because you don't know what I'm thinking about. So I need to enlighten you.
Yeah, enlighten me about all the doctrine. That's what I argue with my brother. He was like, I'm like, first of all, you know what? After all this argument, we're arguing for an hour. It's not that complicated. No. You know what? You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. And at the end of the day, it's the golden rule, bro. You treat people like how you want to be treated, and the rest is up to God.
That's the true acceptance of faith, though, is you being able to say, you know what? Okay, I tried to talk to you about this. Mm-hmm. I made an effort. We disagree. Let's leave it at that. We disagree. Let's move on to the next thing. Politics. Boom. You know what I mean?
Something lighter. Yeah. He's trying to pick apart, I'm saying I believe in God. I love God. I teach my kid about God and everything. Then he starts trying to pick apart my daily life routine, like I swear or have a beer or something like that. I'm like, dude, you're trying to make me not believe in that. You know what I mean? You're not helping your cause at all. So don't do that. Don't do that to him. That other stuff, I'm rough around the edges. I know that. I'm not perfect, but I do think I'm a good person and I'm a good father and I'm a good husband and I try my best. Now, of course, I'm rough around the edges, but life's not that complicated. Like if you do those things you're supposed to do, be a provider, go to work, be an honest person, and love God. I think beyond that, you're trying to fucking pick apart people's lives, and I don't think that's your fucking job.
Well, I got into it the other day with a pastor because I go to different people's houses. This is a pastor who, by the way, had a Mercedes, he had a BMW, and a Jaguar in a 3-car garage, gated community, fucking balling. This guy's balling, dude. He's a pastor and he's balling. But he starts talking to me, and this is another thing people do when I go to work. I'm the unknown. I'm never going to see these people again, so they unload their fucking life troubles on me, right? So I'm talking to him. He's going through a divorce because of infidelities. He's a pastor. He's going through a divorce on infidelities. Mm-hmm. So of course, he starts doing his pastor thing, like, "Hey, son, why don't you come to my church?" And starts trying to, recruit me.
Right.
And I said, well, because we have different views on God. And he's like, what do you mean different views on God? And I said, well, my God's way more powerful than your God. Sure. It's a hook. It's a hook, man, because everybody's like, what? They don't know what to say when you present them with that. But I told him, I said, look, my God created everything. He said, my God created everything. I said, yeah, but my God takes credit for good and evil, for, dark and light, men and women. And he started to think about it. He's all, I see where you're going with the devil and this and that and stuff, right? And I said, yeah. Why would God give half of his power away? Why would God give half and say, all right, devil, you can have this other half. I'm going to do all the good stuff. Devil, you can have the other half. So me and him roll on it for a minute, dude. Mm-hmm. But at the end of it, he's like, hey, so can we network? Is there anything like, can we go out and have a beer, maybe talk some more about this and that? I said, dude, I'm not coming to church with you. I'm not going to
I thought he was asking you on a date.
Nah, I know he was trying to fucking convert me to religion-wise, but
But then you have to check the messenger too. Like if he's going through all and everybody's allowed to make mistakes, dude. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But the messenger is a big deal. Like I was telling him, and I told you before, one of my cousins, you know, the way she lives her life is like, it's almost inspiring. Like you almost want to be a better person because she's non-judgmental. Yeah. She goes out in the street. She helps people. You know, you could sit there and be drinking with her and she'll laugh and joke with you. She's not going to be like, oh my gosh, you just sweared or you just drank. But then my dad, on the other hand, is really judgmental. And I find a lot of hypocrisies in his life, and he's trying to school me on shit. And I'm like, wait a second here. Some people, you know, I'll take the message from, but I'm not taking the message from somebody that I'm doing better than as far as being a better person. Then I'm not taking your message.
Well, a lot of them, the only way they know to make an argument for what they know is through force. You know, they don't know how to do it compassionately, or you can make somebody change their mind through agreement, through subtle agreement.
There you go. You find a common ground. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know that's how you change minds.
That's exactly how you change minds.
Instead of fucking fighting like this, boom, boom,
or
boom,
or telling people they're wrong, 100%, or calling them an idiot or whatever.
Yeah, you start locking fingers on a couple of things like green's a good color. Oh yeah, I like green. You know. The number 3 is pretty cool. Yeah, I like 3. 3 is a good number. All these little things that lock up and you start making agreements on. Then you hit them with boom, fucking the wall.
And then you say you're a fucking idiot. Yeah.
But no, like there's tons of teachings, dude. I don't care if it's the Torah, the Torah, the Quran, the Bible, Book of the Dead, whatever you want to go to. The golden rules are in there. They're all in each one of those books, man.
Right, treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah, so there's commonality in there. And then just look at how many different sectors of the Christian religion you have, right?
Right.
Besides Pentecostal, Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, Catholic, Presbyterian,
right.
Baptist. I mean, there's tons of them.
Right.
They have so many things that their core principles are really tied.
But it's the doctrine part of it that separates all these guys. And I've heard it. I've grown up in it where they've like pick apart all these religions. Well, the Catholics they justify what they do, and the Mormons is a cult, and it's like that joke I said, you know, when everybody gets up there and they're all, you know, they all think they're the only ones there. But
it's little things like, you know, the Presbyterian or Pentecostals are like, you know, you got to wear the dresses down to your ankles, and
that's the different. Yeah, they speak in tongues, or they, I don't know, it's.
I started speaking in tongues. I'm sorry.
But at the end of the day, you know what? It's not that complicated. You know, let me believe in God. Let me trust in God. Let me treat my kids. We were talking about this before. You know, my brother was like, the problem is they took God out of schools. They didn't take God out of nothing. You can't take God out of anything. Well, God's in everywhere He wants to be.
I do agree with him on that, though, because we're no longer saying prayer in school, right? There's no prayer in school.
Okay, but what your interpretation of your God is maybe not my interpretation, is not his interpretation, is not your wife's interpretation. It's everybody's different interpretation. That's why I said, take my 2 kids.
Yeah. Take
them and tell them whatever the fuck you want. Tell them that devil is good. Tell them that Trump is a good person. Tell them whatever the fuck you want. Tell them. It doesn't matter to me because you can't. I've already created a base for my kids, right? They already have a base, like Rob base. And
it takes 2 to make it.
You can go right. It takes 2 to make it out of the sight. And you can't take that away from my kids now. So you can't take God out of anything. God's in everything. So you can't take them out. They're already inside. Would you tell me? You could pack God in a lunch pail and take him to work?
That's right. You should pack God in your lunch pail with all your lunch food.
And so you can't take God out. That's all BS. You know, you create that in your own home.
Yeah, but what I think he's saying, like, you know, I used to do it before I went up to a bat. I would pray before I got in the batter's box.
And you can still do that.
And then
who told you not to?
Well, you try to do it at school now, man. You can so against it.
No, you can do whatever you want. That's all bullshit. I'm still trying to find someone where there's a law or something that says you can't. I could tell my kids, you go to school, you do this, and they're not going to be persecuted for anything that they do.
You know, maybe if they prayed before every class or something, they might. That's where the problem happens. Or when you have an educator or a teacher or a coach, somebody of authority and power, right? Trying to lead a prayer. That's where the trouble comes.
So the Christmas thing that I think we touched on last time. The teacher told my son that you say Happy Holidays to everybody because not everybody believes in God, and I said no, you say Merry Christmas, right?
Yes.
That's it's over with now. That conversation's done with. So I don't understand that. Well, this is the problem with the world today. No, the problem with the world today, it starts in your own home. That everything in the gun laws, right? The guns. Everybody's trying to make gun laws, whatever. If I can guarantee my 2 kids aren't going to shoot anybody, I guarantee that. You guarantee your kids aren't going to shoot anybody. You guarantee your kids aren't going to shoot anybody. Now we don't have any problems anymore. Why do we blame? This is what we put blame on everybody else. We put blame on the fucking criminal system, the guns. We put blame on everybody. But really the blame's on the parents, bro.
Dude, it boils down to that. But you got people that don't. This is a problem. They can't promise that their kids aren't going to be shooters because they can't promise that their kids are going to go to school tomorrow.
Well, then that's the problem.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem, bro.
I mean,
it takes a lot of energy. It takes I'm not my kids' friends. My kids hate me a lot of the times. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. But I don't let nothing. Like we went out to dinner last night and my little boy had a little attitude. I'm like, hey, and I don't give a fuck. I'll make a scene. I don't care. I said, hey, change your fucking attitude because there's people that don't get to go to dinner. We're going to a nice fucking dinner and you have a little fucking attitude. Sarah's like, calm down. You're making a scene. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm never going to allow him to get away with anything. So my kids don't get away with shit. So that's why they're good fucking people. You have to spend all that energy. If you don't want to spend that energy, then don't complain about shit.
So there was a changing of the guard, though. I mean, I talked to an old boy about this the other day. His education that he got when he was in school in the 1940s, early 50s, right? Mm-hmm. Much better education than we get now, dude, than the kids are getting now. And it progressively got worse.
Well, I think we're given the same education that we did back then, and we never evolved. We have to evolve. Times have changed. People are still fucking supporting fucking coal.
You go back to that, but if you look at it, coal is like 70%.
Coal is fucking done, bro.
It's 70% of our energy source, man, in America.
Reusable energy, solar. We're changing.
Dude, solar's like 12%.
We've got to change, bro. We can't keep thinking.
We're
still talking about a fucking wall. I don't even like saying the wall because I sound like a retard when I say it. But we're talking about a wall still, dude.
Yeah, look at the Great Wall of China, one of the 8th wonders of the world.
Yeah,
right?
That keeps people inside a country because no one's going to checking for China to go over there and work, dude.
Yeah, nobody's going to get in. That's the problem right there. That will solve everything. Quit hiring illegals.
Quit hiring illegals.
Yeah,
well, then who's going to do the work? Because fucking Americans are lazy as fuck, dude.
Dude, well, that's what I'm saying. You have to pay a higher price than the guys on the top, the corporation, the big ballers. They ain't making as much because now the labor force is making more money.
You know what I said before? Go for it. Then what happens when you start bitching because the rent now goes from $3,000 to $5,000 and cars now cost $50,000 because everything goes up. We're bitching about something else.
It's already done that.
Like the fucking soybean thing. China went down to South America and they don't buy no more soybeans from America. Now we're crying. The farmers are crying. They got to get money subsidized because
we're all over the board, dude. We're all over the board. Hold on. Let's fucking bring this back. Let's bring this back.
Don't start with me about the fucking stupid ass fucking wall.
Dude, I had to give it up. I had to give you some hands on that one, dude.
I was all over the place.
All over.
I was like fucking in 1974. I was born on May 28th.
It's all right, bud. It's all right. Just calm down.
Deep breaths. They're all fucking idiots.
Deep breaths. Who cares?
Who fucking cares anyways?
Dude, so I think we were on arguments. That was what we were going about.
And we were arguing about arguments.
But see, somewhere in the process, man, the argument process has changed, you know. That part has changed too.
I agree.
There's no moderation in arguing now.
You're right, dude.
There's not, man, because eventually, let's say back in the day, like I was saying, when we were kids, if we got into an argument about shit, right, it might come to fisticuffs at the end of it.
Fisticuffs?
Little fisticuffs, you know? But that was really rare. Usually you're only fighting somebody if some bad shit was talking or this dude was kissing your girlfriend or somebody stole something from you, you know, something like that. But now fucking... There's no moderation.
There is no moderation. But when we talk like before the show, there is moderation. Like me and you talking, like I'm talking about the wall.
Yeah, but we're not strangers.
Right. we're talking about okay, we'll take that the wall for instance. Like we were talking about, of course you have to have border security. Of course a wall is not going to hurt. Now it's all terminology, right? There is points of entry that, and we're having this discussion. We'll get on it later. Yeah. We'll get on it later. But we're having a discussion, and I think we come, like you said before, some commonality. We're agreeing on some shit, right? That's all they need to do. Right. Have some commonality. But it's just like these politicians who got this shutdown right now. You know what, they're talking about the same fucking thing. They all want the same thing. That's what's crazy. But it's all about language and fucking leverage and power. That's all it's about, dude. It's not about the message, because the message is all the same.
Well, let me give you an example like this.
Right? I like that shirt, dude.
I got it for Christmas. So let me give you an example like this. I come up with an idea at work, right, to do things better than the way we're doing it.
Okay.
It doesn't fly. Doesn't happen.
Why?
Because my supervisor didn't think of it.
Right.
But if my supervisor comes up with that idea, it's fucking sliced bread. It's the best thing they could do.
Well, tell him he could take credit for it.
Same instance, like talking about family vacation or something. Say, hey, babe, why don't we go to L.A., do Venice, Disneyland, this and that. No, I want to go to the Grand Canyon or whatever.
Okay.
So then we do all the money stuff, and then she figures out, like, hey, it's probably have more fun and be able to do more stuff going to Disneyland, this and that. So then she'll say, we should go to Disneyland. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, all right. So as long as she thinks about it, then it's a win.
Right. And that trickles all the way up to politics and life, dude.
And that's the whole thing with Trump and the wall. He ran his campaign on the wall, and the Democrats don't want to give him the wall. That's the bottom line. There's no difference.
No.
I mean, there's nothing else.
And it's language. Yeah. We have a fence there already, right? You could call it a slatted fence or whatever. It's terminology. It's presentation. Trump has no way of presenting things to the public that will unify people. Like you said earlier, when you're talking about, well, green is kind of a good color and three. Yeah. If you talk like that, you actually can fucking unite people. You can bring people together because I think they all agree on the same fucking thing, to be honest with you. But it's about giving in and making somebody else look good.
What he's got to do with that is be like, whatever the Democrats are throwing in there, their technology, the drones, all that. He's got to be like, yeah, that is a great idea.
That's a great idea. We should incorporate all that.
Yeah, they start holding hands, and then before you know it, they get to the wall part, and they're holding hands.
Right. And they're making their own wall.
Yeah, so it's, and maybe have the Democrats come up with an idea like, it's the Rutherford B. Hayes wall or something, instead of calling it the Trump wall.
The Great Wall of America.
Yeah, if they put a new name on it rather than it being the Trump wall.
We were talking about this, and so I was asking guys at work, and I was telling Fraser about this. So these guys know. These guys go back and forth. They've been in Mexico. They weren't citizens or citizens. A guy that I was asking, he comes from Guerrero, and his wife comes from Durango, the stronghold of the fucking Sinaloa cartel. They know people from the cartel. They live in the cities where the cartel is. So I asked them. I said, so really, what's a wall? I mean, how much is the wall gonna change? You think a wall would help? And he goes, you know what? The wall will deter some stuff. The wall will stop some stuff. It will raise the prices of drugs. He goes, but the big problem, he goes, I go back and forth since I got my citizenship, and I've never been checked over the border. And the cartels know this. They say they check 1 in every 5 vehicles. And he goes, if you really want to make a change, stop everything at the border, check every single vehicle, and use new technology to stop. Because we send over, what do we send over? Guns and cash. They send over drugs, right? We got to stop that. He's a family man. He doesn't want to see that stuff. And I asked all the other people at work, what do you think about the wall? And they said, I don't give a fuck. I'm already here. What do I care about the fucking wall? That's their attitude. So what needs to change, I think we have to use modern technology. I think we have to reinforce our borders. Absolutely. I think everybody agrees on that. We have to use the money correctly, not for something that's going to be a staple for someone's life, the signature.
The whole money thing's a farce, man. It's a farce. It's been a farce since Clinton was in office, dude. And after Clinton, it's just, think about it, dude. There was a point in time where we were like $1 billion in debt. $800 million in debt. That's where the U.S. economy. Well, we were $800 million.
So now we're in trillions. Yeah.
Now we're $22 trillion, dude.
But don't we owe most of that money to ourselves?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The money is not an object. The money has no. Well,
I think there is something though, because there is inflation and everything. Because if it wasn't, we'd have health care for everybody. Dude.
Okay, well, look at this, dude.
Which I think is the most important thing is health care for people.
No, dude, that's the biggest farce there is. Once they realize they can manipulate the price of health care and only give it certain health care to certain people and still provide other people with less health care, but say, hey, they have health care. They got an annual checkup they can go to every year.
Well, I think you have to make it affordable for everybody. It's not affordable right now.
But it's money,
for the public.
Bro. It's all about money.
Then use that money to get healthcare, because in the big scheme of things, we're a global economy, right? We are. However you want to fucking word it, we are a global economy, and we have to make it work, and we have to take care of our people. We have to protect them. Border protection, of course. We have to give them affordable healthcare. All these things have to happen. So I understand there is a budget involved. You can't just, freely spend all this money.
Dude, they do, bro. Look at. There's no budget. They consistently spend as much money as they want to spend.
What did I see with it? They said that the military was asking, we don't want any more fucking tanks. Send us this new technology, we can use this, but we don't need this. And they said, no, we have contracts that we have to build these things. So I think there is wasted funds everywhere.
Oh, yeah, man. When they go about talking to an ashtray for aircraft carrier or a airplane costs $1,500.
Right.
Shit like that, man. I mean, it's fucking, the money's going somewhere. Like, I forget the dude's name, but he came up with, when they were auditing the Pentagon, there's $2 trillion that's unaccounted for, not earmarked. $2 trillion.
I've seen something like that.
Yeah, I forget his name. I see his face, but I can't remember his name. But it just blows you away. So it's just a fucking game. Them taking us taxes and all that kind of, because there's no budget. We don't collect all the taxes and then say, hey, this is how much money we have to spend. We don't do that.
Well, there is some budget because there's fucking federal workers aren't getting paid. And all that bullshit of all federal workers making this fucking killer money is fucking bullshit, right? Because there is federal workers that make. Okay, I don't want to say. Okay, we've lent somebody money that works for the federal government and getting paid, right? We lent their family money, right? Yeah. So this is happening. It's not more common that these guys fucking have $200,000 in the bank and they're just like taking a vacation. Like, some people are hurting because they're not working. Yeah. There is fucking janitors that work for the federal government in those buildings that don't make a ton of money that are hurting because they don't have checks, right? Yeah. So you're playing with people's lives. We pretend like, oh, they're on vacation. They're just fucking kicking it. They're just doing whatever. That's not the case for all federal workers. And to have that mentality is insane to me. I'm like, what the fuck? People really believe this shit.
When Chuck Schumer came out it was Thursday, he came out of the meeting with Trump and Pelosi, and they all said their little things. And Schumer said, well, I talked to a firefighter dispatcher from Chicago this morning, and he's just got a home approval, but now FHA won't pass his loan through because the government is shut down, and they don't know if he's going to get another check. And FHA has nothing to do with the loan process. He really spoke out of turn, and the lady that called in and worked for FHA just fucking laid it out. And she goes, I'm a Democrat. I've been a Democrat for years, but he's sticking his foot in his mouth. And for people not in the know, it sounds like a sad story, and it gets that emotional charge that he wants from it.
100%, bro.
But for the people in the know, it makes him look fucking stupid.
That goes across the board. Trump saying that we've received millions of messages on our phone lines about people who support this wall thing, and the guy's like, Mr. President, our phone lines haven't been open since we closed the government because there's nobody working those lines. Those lines said we no longer can receive messages. So there is nobody leaving messages. That was all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's all bullshit. I didn't hear about that. Yeah, he goes, there's millions of people leaving messages on our phone lines. And the guy goes, Mr. President, their phone lines are closed. Since the government closed, we have no phone lines open. Well, you know what I mean. It's all bullshit. It's all people selling this. Like the Schumer thing, it's all people selling this bullshit. Meanwhile, there is people who are actually fucking trying to make it and suffer on fucking without a fucking check, dude.
Yeah, so when you think about it,
nobody gives a fuck about the fucking working people.
This is what happened with McCain and the whole Obamacare. We could have been done with Obamacare, but McCain's pride was too important for him.
What's wrong with Obamacare?
To let it go. What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
Obamacare needs to be fixed, but I mean, we have to start somewhere. We can't just continue to not acknowledge and try to figure out something we got to do with this health insurance thing and just keep fucking. So a guy at work pays fucking $1,700 a month for his family. He can't afford it no more, dude.
Yeah, and exactly that's a cause of Obamacare because
no, this was before Obamacare. I'm telling you,
he was paying $1,700 a month.
He was paying $1,500 a month before Obamacare. Now he's paying at this point $1,700, but my insurance went up from $320. Now it's $400. So my insurance keeps going up. Every insurance ain't gonna go fucking down. Trump said when he comes in office, 30 days, you're gonna get cheaper insurance. It's easy. I can fix it. No problem.
Yeah.
2 years in, I'm still fucked up on my insurance and nothing fucking happened. 2 years later, we still don't have a border wall. 2 years later, we don't have defunding of Planned Parenthood. None of this stuff it's all bullshit. That's all I'm saying. It's all Kool-Aid that they're fucking, people are drinking, and he ain't no different than fucking Bush.
He's passed so much shit, though. He really has. He just gets no credit for in the media. And what you're saying, you're selling the CNN point of view, and that's fine.
I don't even watch CNN,
okay,
bro.
but
I haven't watched CNN for a fucking year.
Okay, but that's what you're selling is that point of view. You know, Trump has done a lot of good stuff, man. Like I said, with taxes, we're going to find out this month.
I haven't fucking seen shit, Fraser.
Okay, I know you have.
I understand it's my software. I understand it's my software.
I had Tito on here.
Well, never mind. You had Tito.
No, Tito's got better on his check. My buddy Dan, he works same place I do, so he's seen.
I just
seen it
asked a
check.
trumpeter last week. I said, "Hey,
yeah.
So honestly, I said, I just want to know honestly, what have you seen?" He goes, "I've seen $20 more a week on my check." And I said, and he's a trumpeter, and I was like, $20 more a week. I said, well, my friend Fraser, he gets $700 more a week on his check.
No, here's where if you look at it. So what happened? What he did when he restructured the tax plan was I went from being in a 33% tax bracket. Now I'm in the 24% tax bracket.
I get taxed more, so I don't know.
So every $100 I make, I'm making an extra $10. So if I make $1,000, I'm getting $100. If I make $2,000,
I have not heard of that. Well, the fuck are you talking about Tito? Tito's a trumpeter too.
No, dude, this is my check, my life, because I don't know what Tito makes.
I've asked multiple people, and I tried to ask people across the spectrum. So what did you get? I haven't seen shit. I've seen $20.
That's where the big difference is, though.
It's the software.
No. Besides the software, the big difference is your cutoff. Like the cutoff is at this year it's at 167,000 for a married couple, 167,000 and above. You're at 33%, right?
So what is that for a single person?
I think it's half. So it's like 86,000 or something like that.
Huh?
Yeah, it's half.
86,000 ain't shit no more, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. But okay, so 86,000 and below, you're in the lower tax bracket. But we went from 33% to 24%, so that was a 9% is what it hit me for, and that's the biggest change. If you look at the new tax plan, besides businesses got the fucking 19%.
They got the fucking rich got richer and the poor got poorer. That's all that happened, and that's not going to change either.
That's all that's going to happen.
I got poorer and the rich got richer.
Realistically, man, when you're talking about the 70% tax, right? The 70% tax on the rich.
Alexandra thing that she said.
Yeah.
I like her too. I might not like her all her politics, but I like the chick.
But here's what happens. Like Trump said it before, back in the 70s when he was getting taxed at 80%, right? He said, bring back my 80% tax write-off. Because he had the write-offs to get his tax liability down to like 4%.
To nothing. Yeah. Nothing. It's because that tax thing is all bullshit.
That's
the
why
rich have fucking tax lawyers who can figure out a way they don't pay no taxes, and I still pay the same amount of fucking taxes.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's why there needs to be a sales tax rather than an income tax, because then there's no write-offs.
Let's tax everybody who makes above 10 million 70%. Fuck yeah.
Dude, you do that, and then they're going to fucking come up with the write-offs and the tax laws and the lawyers where they're paying less
make
than they are now.
Make them pay the lawyers more. I just want to see them have less money.
Dude, you just but I forget the word. You want to do that word.
We were talking about that. We were talking if you make 100 million, then you get taxed 7%. You only got 30. Oh, I only have 30 million. That's all I got.
Let's close out this fucking Rochambeau of arguments that we just threw up, dude. We got a couple of topics.
What do we got?
What's up with hate, dude? You want to do hate?
Hate. What were we discussing about hate? What was that?
Like, people can't let shit go, man. Like, they get fucking mad at something or their hate. Like,
their hate they carry on through their whole lives.
Like that, I don't know if you guys seen it on YouTube or not, but there's this Trump guy. He has Trump shirt on, Trump hat, white dude, and he goes in this vape shop.
Why's he got to be white?
There's a black dude waiting in line. Black dude's first guy in line, right? Uh-huh. He's ready to buy his shit. But the guy behind the counter that's selling shit just completely ignores the black guy, and he starts calling the Trump guy a racist and this and that, and then they have dialogue. They go back and forth. And the guy, you've seen it, Weller, the guy throws a fucking tantrum. He's like, I mean, he reverts to like fucking
it is insane, dude.
Dude, and I mean, there's so many people out there that are upset with that, and this is something that happened 2 years ago. And if you're just new to politics, this is all new to you. Oh, Trump's a racist. Trump's a bigot. Trump's a xenophobe. But that shit's been going on before Reagan, Nixon, you know? I mean, this shit's been going on forever.
Oh, 100%.
And if you don't know the fucking casting call for fucking politics, what they do is you accuse the other people of what you're doing. So they're looking at you for something that I'm doing, but they accuse you of it. So they're looking at you for that.
Huh?
Like
you just confuse the fuck out of me.
Okay, let me give you an example. Like Russian collusion.
I know
right?
what you're saying.
Like Russian collusion.
Okay.
So we all know the real Russian collusion was going on with the dossier and fucking Clinton. And that's where the shit was going on. But that's
what Trump says. Trump says the real collusion is the Democrats. I mean, come on, fuck, dude.
Dude, how can you overlook that, man? I mean,
what are you talking about?
Think about this, Weller. Let's just say you have something goes on in your life right now. There's a murder in your house or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And they ask you for your phones and your computers because they want to check your fucking media to see if something led up to this murder, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, well, fuck, I broke my phone and my fucking computers. You can't get any information off it. What do you think the fucking FBI or the fucking cops are going to do to you?
Fucking, that's conspiracy things.
You're going to jail, dude. What do you mean that's conspiracy? That
they
shit
already
happened.
went to trial. They already went to they went in front of Congress. They fucking had fucking tons of fucking questioning and fucking investigations, and they didn't find anything.
Dude, it's all.
And Trump was okay. If Trump's in power, and they had the House, and they had the Senate, why couldn't they do all this shit that they're talking about? They were in power.
Because all the people, like, I don't know if you watched that PragerU thing I sent you on the Little Kings, right? Trump's just a fucking figurehead. All the people that are really in charge are the people that go unchecked. They're not congressmen. They're not senators. They're that kind of shit.
They're lobbyists.
They're judges. They're fucking the head of the fucking agricultural.
ALEC fucking controls this fucking country.
Yeah, but these little kings, these little guys that are in, like you were talking about, we were talking about inspectors and shit, right? Mm-hmm. All those are the little kings that actually control shit. It's not the big politicians that do it. And what happened is you go to court, you know Judge Hinkey. Judge Hinkey's your boy, right?
He passed away.
I know he did. Yeah. R.I.P. Judge Hinkey. But you go to court, you got Judge Hinkey and shit, your boys, you fish, you hunt, all that kind of shit. He's not going to fucking send you to jail, dude. Right?
Well, no. The minimum sentencing laws now, if you go in front of the judge, they have minimum sentencing laws, which they should eradicate, which the whole fucking...
Trump just did that.
Did he sign it?
Yeah, Trump did that.
Did he sign it yet?
Yeah. So
that's what I said. I said if they change this criminal thing, is a start in a good direction.
Yeah.
I even had people who are fucking hate Trump, but like, yeah, it's a good thing. Like they don't want to admit it, and that's why I said no. It's a good thing. It's a good start, anyways.
Yeah, dude. But well, there you go. You didn't even know what happened. It happened like 2-3 weeks ago, and then he passed that $100 billion with a B, $100 billion for inner city.
Well, it wasn't money they gave out. It wasn't. They didn't give out $100 billion. They fucking. It's a fucking incentive thing to. It's not cash money that they gave out.
But it's there. There's funding there now.
It's not $100 billion. I looked it up.
And what it's for, dude, is for like bringing families back together.
Right.
You know.
It's incentive. It's an incentive program. It's not money cash out. Because if it was $100 billion, they would just take $5 billion out and build a stupid fucking wall.
Yeah, but basically what it does is it helps rebuild the inner cities. You know, starting with the family unit, like we're talking about. Where's the problem with the family?
Right. It's $100 billion. Incentive program.
So like if your kid has 100% attendance at school, then you get some type of funding for this, and it's a voucher to live in this apartment complex, or you know the whole way it goes about free lunches and shit like that. It's awesome, man. I mean, and there was nothing like that before, but there is now, and it basically focuses on Black America. The inner cities of America are basically like mostly black folks, man. And then what do you call it? Gentrification.
What do I call it? Like I came up with that fucking word.
You made up that word, gentrification, dude. That shit's just, and I mean.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
Shit's turning it over, dude.
Right. It's the hypocrisy of all of us, dude. Like I told you, we were talking about fucking gays and shit. And I'm like, you know, live and let live. And I'm fucking tolerant. But I catch myself like cutting off shit so my son doesn't watch that shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I was talking to another black guy at work, and I was telling him like, you know, I catch myself. I see black people, like say 3 kids with a hoodie walking. You know, you go the other way, whatever. That's just things we have in our head. But like he was saying, he was like, well, we have to have this dialogue. We have to, if me and you don't have this dialogue, and without getting angry, without having hate on each other, he's like, we're not getting anywhere. See, the problem is we won't admit we got a problem in this country, and we can't have a dialogue with each other because we have so much hate in our lives. What we do here, we have to fucking be able to talk to each other and have a dialogue. That's the only thing that's going to change. if we start talking about it. But disrupting everything and creating divide in everybody is not gonna heal this country, dude. It's not. We're so divided right now, and you have to admit it. Like the people that you're just talking about on that fucking thing that you sent me with like fucking yelling at the fucking head shop. You know, that's how divided we are. This you didn't see this shit fucking 20 years ago. You know, not as bad as it is now, dude.
But there's a game plan in there to divide America. It's been there for a long time.
And I give 50% problems of a reason to the Democrats and 50% to the Republicans. I blame both
I ain't
people.
even putting it on political, man. They say it starts with like, say I'm a 49er fan. You're a Raider fan. We have a discrepancy there. You're an A's fan. I'm a Giants fan. We have a discrepancy there, you know?
So where does the hate come from? That's what we're talking. Where does that come from?
Pride. It's pride, man.
That me and you can't say, like, I can say fuck the Dodgers, and you could be like, you know what? Let's go outside, motherfucker. Like, if it gets to that, then I was like, dude, you got an issue, bro. You got hate in you where it's that you have so much hate you can't let it go.
It's pride, man. That's what it is. It boils down to pride.
Because you could tell me fuck the Raiders, fuck the Kings.
You
and
think
I'd be
you're
like,
better than I am?
Oh fuck.
You think you're better than I am? You think you're smarter than I am?
You're an idiot.
You see? That's where it comes from, man. People thinking, oh, you think you're smarter than me? You want to use those big words? Let's go outside and fight. We'll see
Do you
who's
think
smarter.
people have a problem not letting hate go in their lives? Things that they built them up in their lives, like where they've had, you know, going through tragedy, whatever. Do you think they can't let that go and it trickles into all the aspects of their life?
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. There's sauce on everything, man.
People can't let it go.
You got hate sauce in your bottle. You're throwing hate on all kinds of shit, dude.
And it trickles down, I think, into whether you're talking about religion or politics, where you can't let that other person be right, and you've got so much hate in you that it becomes a fucking real issue to you.
See, I run into people all the time. I'm in a customer service type industry, right? Mm-hmm. So I realized a long time ago, I can't make everyone happy. I can go to people's houses. I'll be the first appointment. You know, if I have an appointment between 8 and 12, right? Mm-hmm. I'll be the first appointment, and I'm there at 8:10. And they'll be like, I've been waiting here since 8 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, your appointment's between 8 and 12. Yeah, well, I've been here since 8 o'clock. It's 8:10. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I guess I could show up at 11:50.
Yeah.
You know, and I would get the same result.
Like somebody else than PG&E that would probably do, you know.
Yeah, you know what I do, man, is I always look for elderly people. Like if I see a Ethel or an Agatha or, you know, something like that. I try to take care of the older people first. If they ain't got hot water, they don't got heat, stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, and I go the opposite. I mean, they're going to die pretty soon anyway, so why do we even care?
But what I'm saying is, so you see those people, regardless of what you do, your interaction with them, they have a negative perception of the day or the events. Like, say I go to somebody's house and their son or daughter just passed away, or their dog died, or, you know, they have some type of big event that happened in their house. They don't want to fucking see me, you know? And by the same way, I'm sure you've gone to Taco Bell and you've had everybody like, hey, how you doing? Would you like some cinnamon twists with that? And, you know, they're all happy and this and that. And then you get the other guy like, yeah, does that complete your order? You know, you get both spectrums, man.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I like going even to Taco Bell or something where you come across somebody that's like enjoying what they're, maybe not enjoying their job, but like you could tell they're just enjoying life. Like they're like, fuck it. It's not that fucking big a deal. Like, let's just enjoy life. You know, and that's what I say. But I think people have some things in their lives they're not happy about. And I think that's where the racism and stuff comes in. It's like you start blaming it on other people because your life's not fulfilled. But I that's maybe why I'm so fucking tolerant in a lot of ways, because I enjoy my family, dude. I love these fucking guys. I love being home. I love hanging out. My best part of my week is taking my family out to dinner, or my daughter comes down, we all forget. That's the best part of my fucking week. Like, I enjoy it. Like, so I don't have a lot of, I every morning I thank God for my fucking life. Like, I don't have a ton of money. I don't have a fucking boat and fucking nice cars or shit. But I mean, I think I have a great life. And I think that's where people are missing, is they're not happy in their life and they're fucking transferring it to other people. You know, maybe that's where hate comes. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think it starts maybe when you're little and you carry it with you. Like some people, and I've seen this in relationships and stuff, you have something that happens 3 or 4 years ago. then you have an argument today. They bring up that shit that happened 3 or 4 years ago. They still have.
So they never let it go.
They haven't let it go. Yeah,
they haven't let it go.
It's still part of their life.
But that's why I tell Sarah. So we got
part of their
and
core.
she's a normal woman. She would just fucking rather just be mad for 3 days and then pretty soon just ignore it and start moving on with life. But you know what happens is that problem never goes away. It just adds up.
Yeah.
And then you have another problem and you ignored it and you think it's over and it just adds up. So if you don't deal with it, you have to deal with it. You have to say, okay, what's the problem? I don't like you doing this, or you shouldn't do this, and you overreacted and whatever. And then you can say, you know what? Okay, are we cool? We're done with it. So you're not adding that baggage onto your life. That baggage is gone.
Well, here's the deal, I think, and I'm just going to get sexist about this, but I think men think more rationally about things and women think with emotion, and they react with emotion. So part of that reaction and their thinking process of emotion, they hold those shadows and the things in the closet that they put away, right? But they put them in these closets and these doors so that when they have a fucking blowout, they start opening shit. Boom, 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 boom.
I love that analogy, dude. You know what you did right now? You painted a picture.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You're like an artist, brother.
That's what I'm trying to do,
You painted a fucking great picture.
But it's true, man. I mean, people see with analogies. You use an analogy and they understand it. But most people here listening to this have been in a relationship. They've been married or they've had, we got some young kids that probably haven't.
We ain't got no fuck kids listening to our shit, dude.
Yeah, we do, man. I passed out a shitload of shirts at the high school. So,
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
They
were all boys.
You were at the volleyball game. I know you were passing out shirts at the volleyball game.
Basketball team, football team, that shit, dude. I ain't even trying.
He was at cheerleading practice handing out shirts.
I ain't even getting close to that fucking three-way line, dude.
Still going back to the high school for lunch.
Cruising at lunch, dude. Cruising for a bruising, dude.
Hey, real quick before I forget, congratulations to Tito and Norma for their fucking newfound relationship.
Yeah.
I'll let it go. Let it go after that. I'll just let it go.
No, props to Tito, man.
They found love.
AKA Brock Landers.
It might be the new king and queen of Galt.
Now that we
found love, what are we gonna do with you?
Good rendition. What do we got?
So we got enough for one more good topic, and what do you got? Give it to me.
Do you want to do the wall lockout, or you want to do mermaids UFO?
So you're trying to tell me that there's people who believe that there's not mermaids out there? Obviously, there are mermaids out there. That's why the one thing about the wall I don't fucking get is, okay, build a wall, but you're gonna the cartels have been using mermaids to fucking move drugs for fucking 50 years, dude.
No, it's probably true, dude.
I mean, come on.
I love watching those drug shows, dude. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to watch, dude. Because there's tons of them. Look at, what was that one, Narcos, right?
Did you see the real Narcos though?
Yeah,
it's a documentary one. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I
dug that.
I tell you, I watched all of them, man.
Yeah, that was good. Not the TV show, but the documentary, the real Narcos.
I haven't finished Narcos Mexico yet.
At the end of the day, really, we talk about the drugs coming in this country and everything, and the problem is we have a drug problem in this country. That's the problem, because if we didn't do drugs, there'd fucking be no drugs coming over the fucking border, dude. Now, as far as people coming in and out, they come right over the border. They're not coming over through the fucking wall area. Those are rural areas. But most of everything's coming right across the border, because in Mexico, and these guys do it all the time, you just 30 days you apply, you can come over here. What happens is they don't go back. That's the problem. Everything's going through right there.
Yeah, drugs is part of the problem, but the other part of the problem is, look, we had the Mexican-Texas wars, right? We had the California-Mexico wars, right? Mm-hmm. We established a line when we fought those wars that this is our land, that's your land. And it was fought on a battlefield with weapons and shit, right? Clear winner, clear loser.
Kind of. We actually killed off more people, more of the Aztecs and everything from...
Dude, they disappeared in UFOs. That's how the Aztecs left.
Europeans brought over fucking diseases that they weren't immune to, and they all died because most of them died not because of the war, because of diseases that they caught from Europeans.
And that's what's happening now. You have all
Europeans are gross.
You have all these illegals that are bringing polio and shit that we've had vaccinated for years into fucking San Diego.
There's the new boogeyman. The terrorists are gonna come and get us at the polio.
They're giving us polio, chicken pox.
Gosh, dude, we're still living in the 30s, man. You gotta move into the future, man.
Cholera fever. Cholera. All these things we fucking inoculated or fucking springing back up.
How many boogeymen do we have in this country
Dude,
right now?
it's not a boogeyman. Here's the truth.
Boogeyman. That's all.
They're taking back they've taken back California. Over 50% of California is now Hispanic. You know, and that's because of migration from Mexico.
Do you have a problem with that?
I don't care, dude. What I care about is fucking pay for it. Pay for yourself.
That's where
That's where I have a problem.
This is where we're getting it wrong. Is we've got the fucking immigration policy so fucked up, dude. This is where we're getting it wrong. We got him here. Let's give him a number and say, we're shipping you back unless you start paying taxes. Here's your number. You got to work for 5 years. If you have a felony, you got to go back right now. And if you're here, you got to pay a $2,500 fine, and you have to pay taxes.
You're coming up more red tape and more
Let's tax them. Let's tax the fuck out of them like they tax me.
No. Here's what I'm saying, dude. That's where a sales tax works. A federal sales tax. If you're illegal or not illegal, it doesn't matter.
So what do you want to sales tax? What do you want to sales tax?
Let's go with 7% because if I said 10
on what? Everything across the board.
Everything 7%. Houses, shoes, fucking food,
and then you're talking about eliminate the income tax.
Yes, no write-offs, none of that bullshit.
Hasn't that been proposed a few times before?
No, Mike Huckabee came up with something similar to that, but my proposal is a lot better because it includes pimps, prostitutes, illegals, fucking drug. That's the other thing about drugs, man. You're not gonna stop doing drugs, right? It's not gonna stop. You're not gonna be able to stop people from doing drugs.
Why? But why?
Look at, because here's what happens. Let's say you can't get any crank or meth or whatever in your fucking town, right? You know what they do sell in your town? Fucking computer air shooters. Have you seen those people get high off of that shit?
No, but I believe it, dude.
Or paint or fucking glue. I mean, people get fucking high. It doesn't matter.
But why? Why?
Dude.
Other than marijuana, why?
Dude.
I mean, fuck, even alcohol. Why we fucking make alcohol illegal?
Okay, so I had this argument the other day about alcohol. Alcohol was illegal.
Right.
Right? When we had prohibition. What happened, man?
You still got it. Higher prices.
They still had it. But what happened? You created an underground class of people, the Al Capone style gangsters, the Machine Gun Kelly guys, all those motherfuckers, right?
And you created corporations that are the same, but doing it in a different way.
Yeah, they do it in a legal way.
And that's what's happening with marijuana right now.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they're killing the mom and pop.
Watch Murder Mountain on Netflix. Great documentary on that.
They're killing the mom and pop operations. That's what they're doing. Just like fucking Ace Hardware did in Galt, you know?
What'd they do?
Well, we used to have the little Galt store. Now we got Ace Hardware. Now we got fucking Walmart.
Oh, pretty soon you're going to have Home fucking Depot and Ace Hardware's going to be out.
It's coming.
What was it, Weathers? Remember it was Weathers?
Weathers Hardware,
yeah. It was over there by the corner where the pharmacy was, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, Fraser.
That's what they're doing. They're killing small town America with corporations.
They are. And that's what they did with the fucking pot farmers. And instead of like saying, okay, you guys been growing pot for years, we're going to give you first dibs on fucking licensing, and we're going to fucking not regulate the shit out of you. We're going to let you make money off this. Instead of that, they just fucking regulated the shit out of it, taxed the shit out of it. Now Coca-Cola came in. Now fucking the cigarette companies came
Marlboro.
in. And they're owning all the rights to all this, and now you push out the farmers again.
Dude, Marlboro bought the patent on the pot leaf. You know that? Marlboro has a patent.
You told me that before.
Yeah, and they did it like back in the 30s, man.
Really?
So it's, you know how you got a red Marlboro carton box, right? And it says Marlboro. Well, it's green and it has a fucking pot leaf on the front. And it says
really?
Marlboro owns that shit.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy at work. He was like, no, I got guy. I was like, those days are gone, because why would I fucking go through 7 channels to get some fucking weed when now you can go to the store and get it for a fucking fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
And you know what you're getting. It's higher potency and all this shit. So
hey, if you want to get some sleepy shit, or you want to get some shit makes you hungry, shit for pain.
And that's what happened with alcohol. You had to go through 7 channels to get fucking alcohol. Now you could go to the store and buy alcohol at whatever alcohol level you want to buy. You know, it's everything.
Now look at alcohol is still legal. I mean, alcohol is legal now. Everybody could drink it, right? But you still have an underground class of alcoholics, the moonshiners.
I didn't realize you can't moonshine. That's illegal to moonshine.
Yeah,
it's illegal to moonshine. That's insane to me.
And it's certain counties or certain states have different shit on it, but. Look at it, man. I don't know how Nat Geo does this. They got a guy at Nat Geo. He's filming the cops that are looking for the moonshiners. They got another guy at Nat Geo with the moonshiners showing how they make it.
Did you watch, when you watched that Netflix one, did you see the guy who go with the Sinaloa cartel? Behind the scenes with the Sinaloa cartel? It's the real narcos?
I don't remember that.
No, watch the the documentary, not the movie series. But
I know what you're saying.
He went with the Sinaloa cartel. He went in the forest with the Sinaloa cartel. He went with the guys that had masks on their face and everything. Watch that. That's pretty good. They had the behind the scenes. They went with behind the scenes. The guy that was a fucking Army or Navy or fucking Special Forces guy.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he's been to Afghanistan, Iraq. He's been in all the wars, and he goes, he ain't seen nothing more brutal than the fucking drug cartels. Because in war, you set up bombs, you kill, you see people. He goes, I've seen people getting explosive, but in this drug cartel, they're dark. They're taking people, cutting their heads off, legs, arms, and putting them in the streets. It's dark shit, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I think the way to stop the drug war, the drug program, or all the issues we're having there is to legalize drugs.
Across the board? You think they should legalize across the board drugs?
Well, you can still do the same thing. You can, if you have a job that's a fucking where you need to be, like, you're driving, you need to be tested. Still run that game, But yeah, if you want to fucking smoke crack, why not? They're gonna find a way to smoke crack, right? Why not make it legal and tax it?
Well, there's a big issue right there. I think they definitely should be drug testing on any social services or government funded services that you get. If you get any of that, you should be drug tested.
Yeah.
And that might change some of the drug problem in America.
It would also change, people fucking saying, hey, I get $800 a month for doing this, but if I'm gonna be sober, why don't I go make $800 in a week?
Right. I think if you tax any kind of government aid, like tax anything social services that you get, whether it's free daycare or fucking public housing or fucking welfare or WIC or food, whatever. If you get something, you should be drug tested, because then you start saying, well, fuck, I don't want to be sober. I'm going to go to work and fucking be able to buy drugs.
Yeah.
Now, at least you're, contributing to society.
But I think to get a gain anywhere like this at work, I had this scenario at work where you have guys that do less, you have guys that do in the middle, you have guys that go above and beyond. And that's in any walk of life.
Right.
You have that. So I was talking to one of my supervisors about it, and I said, in order for us to get on the same playing field, we have to be responsible and have the same equal amount of responsibility. So
that's socialism, Fraser.
But this is on a any stage, not just a work stage.
Mm-hmm.
So the way we can, because there's a big difference. What do we have now? 5 tax brackets, right?
That's socialism, Fraser.
No. What I'm
Where
talking,
everybody's equal.
What I'm talking about is we have 5 tax brackets now. Why?
What's the 5 tax brackets?
You have
Break
like
it down.
0%. Then there's like 10 or 12. I think it's 12% now. Then it's 18%, 24%, 33%, and 40%. Because I think if you make over $800,000 a year, maybe it's $799,000, you're at 40% tax bracket.
Mm-hmm. Seems like I get taxed about 40%.
But yeah, but that's just federal income tax, because then you still get state of California tax, you get Social Security disability tax, you get the fucking cell phone tax, all the different shit. Dude.
The text tax?
Yeah, text tax, all that shit. But in order to make us all equal,
socialism,
you tax people by buying, because there's where the difference is. I buy a $300,000 house. A baller buys a $3 million house.
Mm-hmm.
Tax is the same. If as a sales tax, I'm buying a house, pay 7%. He pays 7%, I pay 7%.
Yeah, that's good in theory, but I don't know if the rich always find a way to fucking manipulate the tax system so they don't pay their share.
That's because
and I just pay my share.
Like I like what you were saying earlier about your tax deal with illegals. We tax them for this, we get them on that and this and that. But every time you add something more, that's where the games start getting played.
Like what? Okay,
let me give you an instance. For instance, let's say I'm right at the edge, like I'm gonna make $170,000 this year. Okay, and
a baller,
and I know that if I
shot caller baller.
Well, let's just say it. So I need to come up with a $3,000 write-off to get myself under that 167.
But I thought you said you get paid half cash under the table.
No, come on, dude. Come on. That may work. That may work in your business. But this is what they do on a big scale, man. So they're doing it in millions of dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we already have a show vehicle, we already have a show trailer, right? But let's say I need to come up with that extra 3,000. You know, so I go out and I buy a brand new car for the show. You see what I'm saying? So now I get under that, and I'm in the next.
So can I drive it?
Yeah, of course, dude.
Am I on the insurance?
There's only 2 people on the insurance, dude. There's only 2 people on the insurance. But that's just a for instance. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I understand what you're saying, because you make 120 a year in your job, and then you make 60 on this show. You make about 60 grand doing this show. Did you report that, right?
Yeah, of course, dude. I put my EIN number. It's all under yours. I don't pay I pay myself $1. Weller made $59,999.
You imagine giving me a 1099? What? Trying to get tax breaks, you trying to 1099 me?
Dude, you wouldn't believe all the little bullshit just for owning a business there is, man. It's just incredible. All the fucking red tape. Dude.
But you're a business owner. You're a small business owner, dude.
Thank you.
You're an employer too, and I want health insurance, bro.
We're not big enough. I don't have to provide that yet.
All of a sudden, you're a big business owner now. You want private health care for your guys.
All I'm saying is,
I'm going to unionize, bro.
I offered you half of this, dude. I offered you half of this.
I'm unionizing right now, right?
Business.
I'm creating my own union,
dude. We need to vote, dude. Let's vote. Let's vote, dude.
DJ.
Max, Chunk,
get some other people.
Get the dogs in there and let them vote, dude.
So that's good. That's a good little episode, huh?
Oh, you don't want to roll on the fucking?
Where we at, bro?
Oh yeah, I see it. Son of a bitch, dude. We're
good. We're good, man. We're fucking rolling. We're doing this thing. I probably signed about 20 autographs this week, man. We're fucking hitting it big,
dude. I love it, man. Love getting back in the saddle. See, you bring in energy to the show. What we need to do. It's there. I wish we had that Flash Gordon.
Flash.
You say
all right. Till next week, Frage.
Yep. Remember, hit subscribe, hit like, send us some shit.
Get a free shirt.
Yes, some of you, please text us on Facebook or fucking YouTube. Either one. Send us some shit. We'll fucking talk about it.